Well, welcome to Random and Desperate. Right, today I'm in the middle of England, in the northwest, Manchester, and I'm in a town called Atisley. And what I'm doing today about all the flags in this estate, there must be 100 flags everywhere celebrating the Britishness, what's going on at the moment. Now in this country, people are fed up, absolutely fed up of the state of things, the politicians, the immigration status, and the prices of absolutely everything. Now, I was born in this country and I've always respected, I'm proud to be British, and what's going on at the moment is we're being invaded by groups of young men what are coming in this country. As soon as they come in this country, they get a gold credit card, a hotel, 5-star hotel, 3 meals a day, looked after, mobile phone, cash allowance, and there's us, the taxpayer, who's worked all our lives, paid into the system for years, and we're being crucified with high prices, high rent. We can't afford to live anymore, and it is so unfair, it really is. I think they've got it all wrong. Why are we not helping our own British people? We're struggling, folks. We are on our needs. You've got families, you've got single parents, single people who can't afford to live. But it's perfectly fine for this government to betray us and help people who've never played in the system. Now, these people what are coming on the boats are just groups of young men, and they're coming in this country to rape and pillage, and that's what they do. Our children are not safe anymore. And what really upsets a lot of people is that, and it does it, just think about it, that I've got children, and now thanks to all this, the invaders who've come into this country, they're here just to rape and pillage things. And that our British government, this is what the shocking part is, they're helping them do it. Does the British government want us to hate our own government? They're going against our people. You're getting people who are putting flags all over the UK to represent, to try and stand up and say enough's enough. We need to concentrate our own people. But we're not being listened to. The problem in this country is the government has gone so far left that they're not interested in helping the people, but helping others. Yeah, I accept that we have a duty of care as human beings to look after people in need, people coming from war countries who just want to improve our lives, who want to come in this country and add their uniqueness to this country. And it has been successful for a few years, but now it's gone to a point now where they're letting every Tom, Dick and Harry in our country, and it's not the same no more. You go in the streets of Manchester now, Manchester now is a no-go area. Parts where I live, parts where I grew up, you can't go around at night time, and if you've got women and children, you've really got to watch them, because what happens when they go in these hotels, they usually stay in the hotels, get all the meals a day, get the cigarettes allowance, I'm not joking, cigarettes allowance, but at night time, this is the worrying part, they go what's called on the prowl, on the hunt as they call it, looking for young girls and vulnerable women to take advantage of. And we're letting this happen. This is what the most shocking part is. We're letting this happen, and it's been going on for long. You can't just blame one particular party. all of the parties. You've got Labour, who are so far left, it's unbelievable. Your Conservatives, you might as well just be in bed with Labour. And the only alternative we got is Reform, because even Mr Farage, which you'll be getting my vote, has realised the problem we're having all over this world. Now, me not keep going on about it, I'm going to give you a quick tour around Atisley to show you all the support they have. Now, the council here has tried to take the flags down, but as soon as they take it down, they're only £1. People, loyal supporters, patriots of this country are putting them back up again, fast as they can put down. So I'm going to have a quick ride round of Atisley, and I'll show you the support we've got for this great nation. If this council estate can stand up, so can everybody else, and they are doing in masses. So let's go on the tour around Atisley and count how many flags we can see. Now today we're in the middle of England and we're in a place in Manchester what is called Atisley. Now there is over 200 flags situated in this estate to celebrate the culture of being British. Now why people are putting all these flags all over the UK, and especially in this estate, is the people of this country, of this estate, have had enough of our own British government. They're more interested in concentrating on other people outside of this country than they do on their own subjects. Absolutely shameful to say that Britain puts other cultures, other people before our own. And today we're going to have a look round Atisley, the heartland of the Flag Revolution, where this particular town is standing up and saying enough's enough. So let's have a look around the Atisley estate in Manchester, in the Council of Tameside. This is the last pub of its generation in Atisley. Used to have between 7 and 8 pubs all dotted around the estate, and it's the last one left, unfortunately. You've got some shops up there, only a few shops, and there's the traditional 201 bus what comes all the way from Manchester for the people of Atisley. Now, what I'll tell you how we've come to this, how we've got to this situation, is that the current government and the governments of the past have concentrated more on foreigners, people from different countries, than their own people. And what I mean by that, every day 1,000 young, mostly young men, 99% young men, are fleeing France to get in this country because of the golden credit card we give them. Because as soon as they come here, as soon as they arrive at Dover or any coastal town of the UK, they're transported to a 5-star hotel. I'm not joking, 5-star hotel. They get 3 meals a day, where most of us are lucky we can afford 2. They get luxury accommodation, they get a phone, they get cash allowance, when we are even struggling to go to the pub and buy ourselves a pint. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that people from different cultures, from different countries, come here for a better life. But what's happening now is that we're being invaded by young men, young fit men, who all they're interested in is raping and pillage in this country. And the government are doing everything to cover this up, because they don't want the people of this wonderful country to realise that they care more about them than they do about the people who made this great. Now, you and I watching this, we've got grandmas, we've got granddads who fought in World War I and World War II to defend their wives and children. Now, if they could see the state of what our corrupt politicians have created, they would be shamed to death. But it's slowly changing, folks. Slowly the people have had enough. Like this estate in Manchester, where they're saying they're not welcome anymore. We need to concentrate on our own British people, bring the British values back to this country, instead of looking after all the others from different countries. We need to look after our own children. We pay taxes, we've lived here, we've loved this country, and we've been too soft for a long time. We really have. Too soft. And people are just taking advantage of our good nature. And it is our good nature, because what we've been through, especially in our lives and our history, that we've always defended people in need. Now we're in need. Britain's in need. If you go to places like Manchester, places especially London or any big city, it's a no-go area, especially if you are a child or if you are a woman. You cannot go out the streets at night time because you're being mired by a group of men basically trying to get in their knickers, and they demand it. They think they have a right to go up to a woman, even a child, and pester them for sex. And when we report this to our local authorities, local police, they're not interested because there's a massive cover-up going on all over the UK, because the governments realise that we've had enough. Problem us, we're too far left now. We're helping everybody else but not our own. Rent's going up, food cost is going up, everything's going up, and we can't afford to live. Why is it that certain people give a special treatment when us as British born British taxpayers pay for everybody else's need? Charity begins at home, people. You look after your own, and if there's money left in the pot, you help others. That's how we operate, but we've done it the wrong way around. We're helping others and not looking after our own British people. NHS is in crisis. There's no money because it's all been spent on foreign aid and these hotels, so they can go out at night time, which is true fact. At night time they go out on the hunt for young girls, young women, vulnerable women, to bring them back to their hotels and take advantage of them. And the British people are protesting now at the hotels. Even certain councils who have said enough's enough, we want these closed down. They've been to the judge said yes, and then our own British government has said no. They're going against their own people to defend people who never paid anything in their lives. Now I want to tell you a little bit of history about Atisley, about this place. Now this was once a council estate, and in the 60s the government decided to build a council estate in the middle of a countryside to get people out of Manchester, because Manchester were getting too populated. There's too many terrace houses and there was not enough parks and sunlight, so they built a council estate called Atisley, and they moved people from all the slums of Manchester into Atisley. There were shops there, there's about 7 or 8 pubs, high-rise flats, and it prospered for many years because they've actually got something right for a change. They got the people out of the Manchester, out of the city into the countryside, and it worked. It really did. It worked. They opened the station, which is here, which is Atisley Station, which was opened by the Queen, the late Queen, to give people of this country a chance to prosper. Yes, it has its dark parts of Atisley. The most murderers lived here, and 80s and 90s it was classed as a rough estate, but over the years the people made it into a community. People brought together any problems that were sorted in its own community, and now there's brand new houses being built round here. People are coming together, especially with the flags, to say enough's enough. Now I am proud to say I am from Atisley. This is where I live. I go in the pub, I talk to the people, I know the community, and everyone's saying the same thing. They've had enough. They've had enough of what's going on. They've had enough of the corporation government. What is taking over is controlling our lives. and they're not listening to us. And that's why one day, and it's about to happen, there'll be a revolution in this country. Because you cannot, if you're a dog, okay, if you're a dog and you give half the food away to the neighbour next door, you'll think, what's going on here? I'm not being fed. Eventually that dog will bite back, and so it has. The revolution of this country, and not just this country, the whole of the world, especially Europeans, are saying enough's enough now. We've helped enough. It's time to help our own. Behind me here, they managed to sneak a HMO in our area. The sneaky buggers really are, you've got to watch them. I wonder what kind of people are in there draining our system, which we're paying for, of course. And these greedy landlords, they're getting 3 times the rent, 5-year contracts, and any damage paid for. And guess who by? The British government. The sneak one in our area. But folks, all these houses here, these was all built by the council, by the way. Every one of these, brand new build, worth about £300,000, all built by the council. And there's not one British person in any of them. But don't worry folks, we've got them. The streets of flags. Now what really upsets me, I've got my mum, okay, she's 81 or 80, she's 80, and she's got dementia. She's got this awful disease and dementia. She's saved all her lives, never claimed anything in state, but now she's locked in a prison, in a mine as well as a home, paying over £1,000 of her hard-earned money to a home. But it's alright for people to invade our country and pay nothing, and we give it to them. I think they've got it the wrong way around, me personally folks. I think they should be helping our elderly, our NHS, our children, our disabled people, lowering our taxes, giving us a decent living. Now we're all stuck in our home, too scared to go out, just in case someone attacks us. And then we ring the police and you tell them what's happened, they just put the phone down or just give you a crime number, because they don't look after our own, they look after other people. Now don't get me wrong, there's so many different communities in the United Kingdom who prosper, who make this country what it is today. I don't have a problem if you come in this country, you work hard, pay your taxes, have a family, don't cause us any trouble, nothing wrong with that. But it's when you come in and start raping and pillaging, and then attacking our own children, our own women, because they can. And it's not just the indigenous people of this country who are patriotic, it is other communities as well. Other communities who have children, who have built a life here. They don't want it see be raped and pillaged by invaders. Britain is not racist, but the government are turning us into it. For what reason? I don't know. We've always been a country of charity and patriotic. Taking you around my proud town where I live, where I breathe, where I support, and show you my community and your community all sticking together. More flags we put up, more we say it's not acceptable. One day someone will listen. But what I'm worried for, it might be the wrong person who's listening. So I want the people of the UK, no matter what nationality you're from, what race, who love this country, to put in the comments, I love Britain, and share this video to your friends and your family, and let's get the message across the government. Listen to us, please listen to us. We don't mind helping people, but enough's enough now. It's time that we help our own. We need our help. The communities need the government help. We don't want hotels full of refugees and criminals and rapists and paedophiles. We want people to come in this country to contribute, to love this country and respect its rules, not bring its own rules to ours, and we have to change for them. I think the government's just stupid, silly and dangerous. See you next time. Remember, share it and put in the comments, I love Britain. I want my comments to be flooded full of British fags.